This city's culture has been evolving for 2,500 years. Kurt lectures here, writes for global magazines and creates amazing spaces.
The last time we caught up with you was in 2010. What's been happening since then?
The biggest thing that's happened is I've become a dad for the first time. I've got a 3-year-old daughter named Allegra. She's just my absolute world.
Oh, congratulations. And professionally?
Thank you. Well, I've been working on projects in New York, London, and I wanted to show you a project which is really, really close to my heart. It represents South Africa here in Milan. It's Cape Best. It's right over here.
Oh, fantastic.
Kurt designed the interior of the shop. To stock it, he initially joined the Italian owners on buying trips to Cape Town, and now they fly the flag of SA design.
Oh, wow. What are the chances that I'll come all the way to Italy and find a South African store? Kurt, this is really amazing. I feel right at home.
Thank you. That was the intention here. From the very beginning, when I was asked to do the store by Ursula and Andrea, I wanted to bring the real spirit, the colour of South Africa and Cape Town in particular into Milan. So we had to find solutions which would give us enough space to show the product, but also to introduce an atmosphere of South Africa, which I think was the most difficult part of the process. For example, we've got these shelves over here, which are Kiat. They come all the way from a wood yard in Cape Town, cut in Cape Town and shipped here. These A-frames were made with these hands in my workshop by myself and then installed by myself and Andrea. And even the colors, I think, was a major part of the process, was to get the right colors and the right tones which really transmit the message and the colors of the country.
I love the wallpaper, typically South African.
Yeah, this is one of my favorites. It's called Design Kissed, and these are hand-drawn Karoo scenes. I think it really just ties the whole project together.
The artists aren't only from Cape Town, are they?
The shop's called Cape Best, and most of the producers are from the Cape. But if there is something, for example, from Limpopo, KwaZulu-Natal, you've just got to have it.
Amongst the rare finds here are fellow South Africans. And when Kurt met Joburg-born artist Marc Bowditch, they rapidly became friends, with a shared love of art, style and form.
Yeah, I wanted to introduce a good friend of mine, Marc Bowditch, South African-born painter and all-around nice guy.
Hi.
Hello.
Pleasure to meet you.
Marc, you were born in South Africa and got to travel around the world. How do your roots influence the style of your work?
Well, the most formative years definitely come out in painting. Formative years in South Africa come through in my creativity. When I'm being intuitive in my painting, choosing my colors, I'm obviously dipping into that well, which is South Africa.
Financially, Milan is Italy's first city, the heart of its fashion industry, renowned for opera and football. It's also home to one of Da Vinci's most famous paintings, The Last Supper. So it's little wonder Marc finds inspiration here.
So, welcome to my space, welcome to my studio, welcome to my creative world.
Marc, your work is really spectacular, but watercolor is a difficult medium to master.
It is, and that's the most interesting quality of watercolor, that it's uncontrollable. And it gives some effects that are unusual, that are surprising, and those are the things that are most exciting about it. To get these effects, generally what I do is I work on large-scale pieces, and when I work on these pieces that are large-scale, I work horizontally. And that way I can create the effects that I want to with the blending of colors, and I can see what can happen, and the surprises are fun.
This piece is quite unique. It reminds me of a game I used to play as a little girl. It's called Quack Quack.
Thank you, that's an interesting reference. It's what I call a watercolor mosaic, and it's a very simple technique. I use an abstract watercolor, cut it up, fold it and fit it together and make what appears to be a mosaic. Yeah, it's unusual. It's an unusual thing. It's unusual to see a 3D watercolor.
Kurt, Marc's a friend of yours, but what's your take on him as an artist?
Well, Marc's a great guy, and his work is really, really amazing. I love coming here because it's such an inspiring place. He's taken his skill level to a level of mastery. What he manages to do with the watercolor, he can paint something that is photographically hyper-realistic, and the next day he's doing something that's like abstract, and the following day it's like wispy and flowing. And for me as a designer, this is really great, knowing and working with Marc, because I can very comfortably suggest his work to my clients.
That looks like something quite unique as well.
Yeah, let me show you how I do it. It's a technique where I actually lift the watercolor off the page. I'll show you exactly how it happens. Here we go. To create a star, what I'm doing is I'm wetting the black pigment, rubbing it with a small fine-pointed oil brush, There you go. Simple as that. All I'm doing is lifting off the color and I'm creating an unpainting. I'm removing the paint to create a picture.
Well, I'm taking this one home. This is my favorite. Can I?
You absolutely can. Thank you very much.
But not before one last cup of that unrivaled Italian coffee.
Kurt, what's next for you?
You know, becoming a father really changes your perspective on things. So for me, the key word now is growth. You know, extending my reach, opening up new markets. And I'd say in about a year or so, I definitely want to have a much stronger presence in South Africa.
Well, as a South African, I love hearing about other South Africans doing amazing things in different parts of the world, particularly Milan. Salut.
Soon they might be saying gesondheid.